Congratulations, you now live in a world where a very, very famous person can send you a birthday message for free. Caveat, when I say very, very famous person, they're not that famous. So there's this service that has been around quite recently. It's called Cameo. And what you do is you log on and for money, you can get a famous person to send a birthday message or some other message to somebody that you like. How does it work? Who can you actually get? All of this needs to be discussed. We have Peter Marks, who is from Access Informatics. He's also with a GovHack. And we also have Olivia Rosenman, who's a tech expert, a journalist, an audio producer, and a person who's had her head deep in this service to try and work out if it's a good thing, a bad thing, or just a weird thing. Olivia Rosenman, walk me through it.
I love this. I think this is just the funniest thing ever. So you can use the app or you can go onto a web browser and there's a whole list of probably hundreds of what I would say very firmly B-grade celebrities up there. So I think the most...
Lance Bass, formerly of NSYNC, is not B-grade.
I guess depends...
B+.
What era you grew up in.
And he's only $125 for a Cheerio.
Right, and so these B-grade celebrities range from $10 to, I think the most expensive one on there at the moment is $1,000 for a greeting from Dennis Rodman. Yep. So what you do is you find your desired celebrity and then you write the message that you want them to say to your friend. Maybe it's a happy birthday. Maybe it's a sorry your team lost the football. And then you pay. Whatever it is, $10, $20, $50, and then they record it and then send it either directly to you that you can send it on to your friend or straight to your friend.
So I'm just flicking through the options here. Tori Spelling, you guys.
No.
We can get Tori Spelling.
Well, one of my favourites was Ron Moss, a.k.a. Ridge Forrester from Bold and the Beautiful.
See, I was so ready. I put this in the rundown for the show thinking we'd just laugh about it, but now I am sold.
He's not that. It's like $20 for Ron Moss. Like, imagine a Bold and the Beautiful fan getting...
This raises another question. So this is a huge and growing industry, right? And particularly in terms of social media influencer. Does a service like this actually devalue the influencer market? And also, does it kind of devalue fame itself, Peter?
Well, it could, and there have been examples of where influencers are used to back products or ideas, and perhaps they don't really understand. I heard an interesting talk recently about the use of influencers in reviews on Amazon. You wouldn't think that Amazon reviews would be a place where political things can be played out, but what they were doing was they were getting influencers to give reviews and 5 stars to things like anti-vaxxer books or curing cancer with juice, these kind of extreme ideas, which are
this
interestingly...
This is what Bill Gibson's doing in the court case.
Good luck to him. So these things can be used for evil. And of course, an influencer who's making some money, they're probably doing a whole series of them at a trot. And I've seen some of the ones on the site where people are in cars and they're obviously just going through, reading the script one after the other. They may not realise what they're actually backing here. And it might be a way for a evil person, a troll or something, to actually rehabilitate their own image by using an influencer in a bad way.
You can get Draco Malfoy, Tom Felton to do it. Sorry, I'm going to stop. This is fast becoming...
There's quite a few from Harry Potter land, isn't there?
It's amazing, though, because you can go on and watch some of the ones that they've done. And there was this great one from Beverly Mitchell, who I don't know why I kind of recognise her face. And I looked at her filmography and I was like, maybe I saw her in Saw. Anyway, and like she starts riffing, because they kind of, you can write the message, but they kind of riff along with it. And
well,
she's
the ones
like,
they're showing are like that, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I bet most of them are just...
She was Lucy in Seventh Heaven.
That's who she was, yeah.
Right.
And so
I have wondered what she's done for the last couple of decades.
So the message was obviously to help someone who was having a hard time, and she just kept saying, I'm just wishing you so much awesomeness and so much, and she just kept, it was so painful, and awesomeness, so much awesomeness, and you're going to have an awesome year. It was just cringy, very cringy.
I don't want to go into detail, but I did organise one of these for a super fan of someone in the ABC.
We should say that you didn't do it through the app.
No, I just did it privately. I just sent an
okay.
email, and the person made a video, and we played it to some super fans who absolutely loved it and
Tell us
fell
who
on the floor.
it was.
No, I don't want to. But it was absolutely wonderful. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and all credit to the person. They know who they are.
I'll tell you off air. Have they got the price point right, Olivia?
I mean, it's funny because it seemed quite cheap for me. Obviously, so apparently Dennis Rodman had his up there at $200 and then quickly raised it to $1,000. But the majority of them are, $20, $40. I assume it's US dollars, so it's obviously a little more Australian. That to me seemed a reasonable amount of money. And for the talent, I mean, it's literally 30 seconds of their life. But I felt like they could be asking quite a lot more.
Well, I'm just flicking through the website now. Kathy Griffin, the comedian and actress, you basically put down, who is this video for, your email, your phone number, instructions, brackets, be creative, be specific, exclamation mark. And then it'll cost you $499
for Kathy Griffin.
For Kathy Griffin.
Yeah, right.
And then they have a caveat here saying she typically responds within 2 days, which is not a guarantee. Typically responds.
Yeah, and I think they have up to 7 days to respond or you get your money back. I did see they also have a place on the website where you can see like reaction videos.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Yeah, it's
Ooh,
nice.
that's clever.
But there was one of the videos was showing, so they'd actually got a projector and it was part of a wedding speech that, what's the best woman called? Maid of Honour.
Maid of Honour.
Was giving the speech and brought, so that's kind of nice.
So often in a wedding, you do have videos from people who couldn't come, but don't you think that's being misleading? It's kind of pretending that you actually have a personal relationship with a celebrity.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. But look, let's face it.
It's fame. About 90% of these people I don't recognise, but I also don't know who YouTube stars are. Tommy Lee cost you $250 in case anyone's curious.
Well, they also have a category of Viners, which I think is just like this amazingly meta, like
6-second video makers. Yeah,
but Vine doesn't even exist anymore. You cannot be famous on a platform that doesn't exist anymore.
At least it's a way for them to earn a bit of revenue. It's like paying for signatures or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
I
Which
think
is
it's all power to them.
There is lots more of this in the podcast of Download This Show. We're also talking about some of the government's new proposed terrorism laws as well. Hey, if there's a topic that you want the show to cover, head along to the ABC News YouTube channel. There is a playlist for Download This Show. Find any video, leave us a comment. We read them all. We're very boring people. We're just sitting there reading YouTube comments, waiting to get your suggestions. But when a good one comes through, we will put it on this show, and we'll catch you next week on another episode of Download This Show.